So in the previous Ninja Art Tips, I've shown you how to use this artist fixative on your charcoal drawings so that they become really solid and they don't rub off on your fingers when you're handling the charcoal drawing. They're just nice and stable, so you're not rubbing black everywhere and losing half of the drawing. But this tip is about getting some of these strong dark blacks into your drawing, especially if you've had the drawing with paper over it, like the baking paper trick that I told you in a previous tip, and it's actually lifted some of that charcoal off. So you can transform this artwork, which has lost a bit of the charcoal, into this one with this simple tip. The first thing to know about is that on these cans, these are two of my favorite brands. This is my #1 go-to brand. This one is just as good, but just make sure you get the artist's fixative. If you look on the can, it says the words workable matte. That's really important to look for. Workable matte. So what it means is that you can keep on working on your drawing after you've sprayed it with the fixative. So on this can, it's called workable fixative. Workable means after you've sprayed with this stuff, you can go back in and keep working on your drawing. So it could be charcoal drawing, pastel drawing, graphite drawing. Some graphite drawings are very soft, so they can smear really easily. But with this idea, you can then fix your entire, this is the dark one. What I've done with this is I've fixed the entire drawing. It used to look like this one. I've fixed it by doing the 3 layers of spray of fixative, which you can see in a previous tip. And then I've picked up my stick of charcoal and I've gone back into it and pushed back in all the darks that I need to put in all around this drawing so that the tones work out exactly the way that I want them to be. So I've drawn the initial drawing, sprayed it 3 times with fixative, drying in between each coat. Then I've gone back into it with more charcoal and then I've fixed it again. You can do that as many times as you like. Now the thing with having workable fixative is it sprays a surface that's not glossy at all. So it's a really matte, kind of grippy, almost very fine sandpapery texture to it. And that's fantastic with charcoal and pastel because when you go back in again, it's like fresh paper that's got texture and it grabs onto the charcoal and it grabs onto the pastel again. So having workable matte or workable fixative on the label on the can is really good. Don't go for anything that's gloss because the charcoal and pastel just slip off. But most of the time when you find this fixative stuff in the can from the artist shop, then you'll be getting the matte version, which is reworkable. You can go straight back in and do more drawing over the top. And that's the way that I managed to reinstate all my darks on this drawing. So take a look at the other tips that we've got related to using fixative, and I'll see you over there.